Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. We are going to begin a new chapter, the chapter 14 of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The chapter is entitled The Disappearance of Lord Krishna. This is the speciality of the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, the topics are not necessarily chronologically described. Chronologically means first this happened, then something else happened, then something else happened, then something else happened. No. The sequence of description in the Bhagavatam follows the questions and answers. The questions and the answers. So according to the question being asked, the answer is given. And the answer is given with support of the historical incidents, describing certain incidents, describing certain important principles, illustrated in the life of great devotees or taught by the activities of the Supreme Lord in his various incarnations, etc. So, the disappearance of Lord Krishna is described in the first canto. The appearance of Lord Krishna is described in the 10th canto. This is the peculiarity of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And not only Bhagavatam, even the other Puranas also. There is description of different topics according to the questions raised and according to the sequence in which the answers are given to the questions as the questions are raised. And the message is important. Even if one is not able to strictly follow the chronology, the sequence of events very strictly, important thing is the message. So the first verse of this 14th chapter of the first canto of Bhagavatam is as follows. Suta Vacha Samprasthite Dwarakayam Jishnau Bandhu Didrikshaya Jnatum cha Punya Shlokasya Krishnasya cha Vicheshtitam. The meaning of this verse is Sri Suta Goswami said, Suta Goswami speaking to the sages of Naimisharanya. He said, Arjuna went to Dwaraka to see Lord Krishna and other friends and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities. So Krishna is ruling, Yudhishthira is ruling in Hastinapura, and then he is perfectly ruling, and Dhritarashtra has quit home, he is liberated. Now after that, what did Yudhishthira do? So it is explained in this verse that Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to Dwarka to find out what is the next program of the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada explains, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord descended on earth for the protection of the faithful and annihilation of the impious. So, after the battle of Kurukshetra and establishment of Maharaj Yudhishthira as the emperor of the entire world, the mission of the Lord was complete. The Pandavas, especially Sri Arjuna, are eternal companions of the Lord. And therefore Arjuna went to Dwaraka to hear from the Lord of his next program of work. These devotees, they simply follow the Lord. They have no other engagement. They simply want to please Krishna, they want to carry out his orders, they want to follow his program. They have no program of their own. Second verse. Vyatitaha katichin masa tadanayat tatorjunaha dadarsha ghora rupani nimittani kurudvaha. The meaning of the second verse of this 14th chapter, the first canto. A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. Maharaj Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens which were fearful in themselves. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, what are these fearful omens that Yudhishthira is observing when Arjuna is away from Hastinapura, has gone to Dwaraka to inquire about Krishna's next program? So Prabhupada says in the purport, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is ad infinitum more powerful than most powerful sun of our experience. Means infinitely more powerful than the sun. The sun is the most powerful body of light or fire that we know of in this whole universe. But Krishna is millions and billions of times more powerful than the sun. Why? Because millions and billions of suns are created by Krishna. And he only annihilates everything. And everything, all this creation and destruction happens within one breathing period of the incarnation of Krishna called Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu breathes out universes. The universes remain as long as Mahavishnu does not inhale. So he breathes out. After some time he inhales. When he inhales, everything that is created is destroyed and enters his transcendental body. Now, in the material world, the sun is considered to be the source of all productivity and material energy. And only due to the sun can we have our necessities of life. That's a fact. We may not be aware of this. We may not be able to figure this out, but the Shastras explain this. Therefore, during the personal presence of the Lord on the earth, all paraphernalia for our peace and prosperity, especially religion and knowledge, were in full display because of the Lord's presence. When Krishna was present, everything was perfect. Everything was very nice for everyone in the entire earth planet. Maharaj Yudhishthira observed some discrepancies in his kingdom. Now when Krishna is present, everything is fine. Now why suddenly some discrepancies are appearing? Maharaj Yudhishthira is perfectly ruling. So Yudhishthira is observing the discrepancies is indicative of what? He suspected, Yudhishthira suspected disappearance of Lord Krishna. Otherwise there would have been no possibility of any discrepancies. And also Arjuna had not brought back the news of Krishna's next program. That was another observation by Yudhishthira. Long time Arjuna is gone, he has not come back. And these fearful omens or these inauspicious symptoms are appearing in his kingdom. The third verse, Kalasya cha gatim raudram viparyaya viparyasta rutudharminanah papiyasim nrunam vartam krodhalobha anrita atmanam. The meaning of this verse is, what did Yudhishthira see that is being described here? He saw that the direction of eternal time had changed, and this was very fearful. There were disruptions in seasonal regularities. The people in general had become very greedy, angry, and deceitful. He also saw that people were adopting foul means of livelihood. So Prabhupada explains this in the purport. When civilization disconnected from the loving relation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Symptoms like changes of seasonal regulations, foul means of livelihood, greed, anger, and fraudulence become rampant. If people even in this material world, are not following the devotional principles, the directions of the bona fide scriptures, they don't follow, then people become corrupted. And nature will not function properly. The change of seasonal regulations refers to one season's atmosphere becoming manifest in another season. For example, we have experience of this nowadays especially. The rainy season being transferred to autumn. Autumn, it's not supposed to rain. Autumn is after the rainy season is over and the rains have stopped. But what if in autumn suddenly there is heavy rain? This is called seasonal irregularity. Or the fructification of fruits and flowers from one season in another season. Normally we get mango fruit in summer. But what if mango fruit starts appearing in winter? That is a seasonal irregularity. Also, Srila Prabhupada says, a godless man is invariably greedy, angry, and fraudulent. So, good qualities cannot be generated in a person or cannot be seen in a person who is godless. Harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna. Elsewhere in the Bhagavatam it is said, one who is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, he cannot have any good qualities. He may appear to be a very nice man, but that so-called nice man, inside his heart, full of all dirty things. So, nice person or not nice person is not by external appearances or behavior. It is what is in the core of the heart. And depending on what is in the core of the heart, that will manifest sooner or later. It cannot be kept inside, hidden. In a dormant state, it may be there for some time. But it has got to show up. Such a man, a godless person, who's full of greed, anger, and corruption, can earn his livelihood by any means, black or white. Such godless people don't care how they earn their livelihood. They'll adopt even unfair means if they are unable to earn by a fair means. During the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, all the above symptoms were conspicuous by their absence. That means when Yudhishthira was properly ruling and Krishna was present, everybody was following all the principles of the dharma very nicely, and they were nicely engaged. There was no scarcity, there was no bad behavior, there was no seasonal irregularities, nothing. But Maharaj Yudhishthira was astonished to experience even a slight change in the godly atmosphere of his kingdom. He detected, when he was carefully observing, that there are some changes taking place. Why? Therefore, he at once suspected the disappearance of the Lord. Yudhishthira thought, the only reason why these discrepancies are being observed by me is only because the disappearance of Krishna. Krishna's mission is over. He returns to his personal kingdom from where he comes. Now, what is the meaning of foul means of livelihood? It means deviation from one's occupational duty. There are prescribed duties meant for the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. But if a Brahmana, without doing his Brahmanical duties, he performs the duties of Kshatriya or Vaishya, Shudra, then that is called foul means of livelihood. Or somebody becomes too greedy for wealth. That is also incorrect, improper. Such a person will become greedy for wealth only if he has no higher objective in life. The goal of life is spiritual realization. But if somebody forgets that goal or misses that goal or does not care for that goal, then such a person has to be affected by greed, anger, corruption, etc. So the only way to remain free from all these bad qualities is to be Krishna conscious. And there is no other way. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.